name's Vicky. I'm one of the three people that have been organising this event. So I'm going to start off, just do a quick introduction, and then I'll hand over. We've got some people from different companies all presenting for you today. So just to give you an idea, we've got 13 different companies, so that's a great turnout. And we've got 4 universities to the side here who have got information about the different courses that they offer. So you can decide whether you're wanting to go into industry or do further study. You've probably all seen the agenda. So we're going to start with 3 presentations, all fairly brief, and then you can go and talk to all the different companies during the exhibition session. We've got a workshop later on in the afternoon which we have designed specifically for this careers event to hopefully give you an idea of some of the tasks that we do on a day-to-day basis. And then we've got a couple more presentations, and to finish off we've got a bit more of an informal kind of question and answer session that I'll talk about in a little bit. Okay, so PSI are basically a forum that statisticians and statistical programmers in the industry are members of, and PSI aims to promote statistical thinking in the industry. We're involved in events like this to just make people like you aware of the industry and what roles we offer, but we do a lot of training courses for people working in the industry already, and we check regulatory guidelines and give advice on things like that. So if you were to enter the industry, you'll probably become very familiar with PSI and be involved with their kind of courses and material quite often. So just one slide on some of the training courses. So they do a lot of statistical courses, so if there's a particular area, survival analysis or something like that you wanted to brush up on once you join the industry, you can go on a training course. But one that a lot of people who are new to the industry go on is called the ITIT course. So it's an introduction to the industry, and it's 2 days at a time, six sessions at different companies, and the same group of people come together for all 6 sessions and listen to presentations about a different stage of the industry. And it's just a really good way to network, meet people that you're going to be working with, and to just learn a bit more about other parts of the industry that you don't necessarily work in. So I think if you ask around during the exhibition stand, a lot of the people here will have done that course. And it's quite a small industry. You do tend to see the same faces again and again, and often you meet those people for the first time at this training session. So I'd just say, if you do decide to enter the industry, that's definitely something to look out for. We've got a slide on the conference, which I'm actually going to hand over to someone who is actually arranging the conference this year, so she knows far more about it than I do.
Hi, my name's Emma Jones, and as Vicky said, so PSI organises a lot of other events throughout the year, not just this event today. We also organise one-day meetings and the annual conference, which is part of the committee that I'm involved in. So this year the annual conference is in London, in West London and Kensington, and it's held over 3 days, and we have a number of different speakers from the regulatory authorities, from academia and from the industry itself. So it's a great way for statisticians that are working in this industry to network with each other, learn new topics, and generally meet up with old friends. So this year we're going to make it more available to students to attend, and Vicky's going to give you a bit more information about how you might be able to apply for that. If anyone does have any more questions about the conference later on, you can find me at the Merriman stand later on, and I'll happily answer anything about that.
Okay, so I've got a slide here. This is a new thing we're doing. So on the first day of the conference this year, there's going to be a new starters session, and the idea is we'll have new starters in the industry presenting on something they've worked on in the past year or so, and it should just be a nice way to learn a bit about the industry, to meet people who are maybe just a year or so ahead of you, and to just talk to them and get to know a bit more about the industry. We're running a competition, and we're offering 2 places at the first day of the conference, so you can join this new starters session. All we're asking is, if you are interested, if you just write a couple of sentences about who you are, why you're interested in the industry, and why you're interested in joining the event. Say about 100 words, and we'll pick the best 2 entries, and we'll cover your entrance fee for the day and any travel costs that you have. So to enter, you just need to email. My email address is up there, and I think there's a copy of this slide on your desk, so you can get the details from that. We've got a deadline of the 2nd of March, so if you can get your entries in by then, or contact me if you've got any questions in the meantime. And just make sure you include your university and course details as well. Okay, so I work for a company called Bowring at Ingelheim, but I volunteer to be part of PSI, so I don't work for PSI as such. I'm on a committee called CALP, Careers and Academic Liaison Committee, and we arrange events like this. I think I've seen some of you before. I've given talks at some of the universities, and today we have a lot of CALP members about. Some of them are in these lovely blue t-shirts, so you can find them that way, and the others, I think it will say on their name badges. So if you have any questions about PSI, they're good people to talk to. And just to finish up, just to give you an idea, so some of the activities that this Careers Committee work on are the careers events, the presentations. We do a lot of workshops, and we maintain a website that has a lot of careers material on there. So I definitely suggest after this event, if you're still interested, you have a look on the website, and you'll find some profiles that have been written by people in the industry, and various stuff like that, which will hopefully be useful. We have a Twitter competition this year, so again, this is a first for us. We have basically tweeted this phrase here, and if you follow at PSI Update, retweet that, you can be entered into our competition to win one of 2 £50 Hanson vouchers. So all you have to do is follow and retweet, and then we'll be announcing the 2 winners later on today. And again, I think there's details on your desk. Because we run this event every year, any feedback that you have, good or bad, would be really useful, and we'll try and listen to all of that and improve for next year if needed. So we'll be handing out feedback forms during the day. If you could just spend a few minutes filling that in, that would really help us. And then finally, if you've got any questions, we've got an informal Q&A later where we're going to get a group of statisticians on the stage, and we're going to put them on the spot and ask them your questions. So not statistical questions, but industry questions. If you've got any, there's a box at the PSI stand. If you can just drop down your question and post it, and then we can get those answered for you later. And that can be anything from tips on how to prepare for an interview, asking people about their experience of the job, anything like that. So feel free to put those questions in the box for us. And just to finish up, that's the PSI website, and there is an email address that one of us from the CALP committee will pick up those emails. So if you've got any questions after today, feel free to get in touch. And I think that's it. So I'm going to pass over now to Jen. She's also part of CALP, and she's going to do the overview for us.